Here's the Indiana Jones franchise ranked. So, coming in at number 5 is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Harrison Ford is great as Indiana Jones, just like in every single movie. And the Antikythera is a cool MacGuffin item. It looks cool. Other than that, there's not really much that I like about this film. The action is either cool or generic. It's kind of mixed. I like the cart chase. I don't really like the intro. Not really much action that I like. Good, decent, but not some of the best. And then I don't really see a point to the film. The villains really aren't memorable. I honestly think it's a little too long, and the supernatural twist is too much with going back in time. So, Dial of Destiny, I won't really watch this again unless I'm binge watching through the franchise. Number 4 is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Indy's origins, I think that's pretty cool. How he got his hat, scar, and his fear of snakes. The action, I think, is decent enough. It's thrilling enough. The story is engaging enough. I enjoy the story. And I think it's a satisfying conclusion to the Indiana Jones franchise. That's about it that I like about the film. Mixed, a little too much like Raiders. Like, it follows in the template of Raiders, but it does enough stuff differently. But, so I kind of like it, kind of don't. And what really keeps this out from being higher is it's honestly too light of a tone for me. It's trying to be too funny. Also, the villains really aren't memorable or intimidating. For whatever reason, I really don't like Solemn making fun of Indy's name. I've never liked that. Like, oh, you're named after the dog? I don't know. I've never liked that. So, this movie, it's good. I can easily watch it, but it's not one of my favorites. Number 3 is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I like the 50s aesthetic. That's cool. The action, I do think, is actually better than Last Crusade. I like the jungle car chase, the area in the Area 51 chase. I like that, so it actually has pretty good action. The MacGuffin item with the alien skull actually looks pretty cool. On the negative side, there's too many unbelievable moments, like the nuking the fridge moment, swinging with the monkeys, the car in the river, and of course the alien reveal is unbelievable, way too far into the supernatural. And again, the villains aren't memorable. They're not really scary. I don't really remember them that well, so they're not really that good. Other than that, I think this is actually a pretty decent film, and I can easily watch it. So I really like it. Number 2 is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. The Foggy Cult is scary and intense. The temple is actually a really cool setting, probably my favorite setting of the franchise. The action is awesome with the booby trap room, Indiana versus the big guy, the rope bridge fight, and the minecart chase. That's awesome. I actually like how dark it gets so that you actually appreciate it more after it's done. And Indy's character arc is actually kind of cool, of like, he wants his fortune and glory, but he comes to realize that the village has value with that rock. So he actually gives up his fortune and glory to give the rock back to the village. So I like that. A couple mixed aspects. The intro is fine. I dislike the musical number, but the Shanghai shootout and the action, I think, is actually pretty good. And the raft scene, jumping out of a plane with a raft to save them, that's unbelievable, but when they're sliding down the mountain, that's actually kind of thrilling, so I kind of like that. That's it for mixed. The negatives, Willie is annoying. She's always screaming, Indy! And it drags a bit in the middle from when they leave the village until they discover the cult. That whole 25 minutes or something is honestly kind of boring. The rocks really aren't a very cool MacGuffin item. I think they're actually the least cool MacGuffin item in the franchise. And this is a small negative, but given that this is a prequel, there's really not any stakes, at least for Indiana Jones. So it's like, okay, I know he's not gonna die, although I guess anybody else could, but I don't know. I think it could have been a sequel, and it would have been fine. And again, if they made it a sequel, they could actually have Marion be Willie's character, not have Marion be annoying, but now you're actually invested in Indiana Jones and Marion. So I think that would actually make it a better movie, and probably even legitimately a better movie than Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I think people would actually like it a lot more. But that's it for negatives. I actually really like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. But coming in at number 1 is Raiders of the Lost Ark. The only thing I can really say negative about it is there's not a strong character arc in this individual movie with Indiana Jones. It's much more just about the action and the sets and whatnot. And, you know, not every movie has to have that. So, but I mean, it could have been a little bit better of a movie for that. However, Indiana Jones, super cool character. He's awesome. Marion is tough and capable. She's awesome. Villains, intimidating. Probably the best villains in the franchise, in competition with the thuggy cult in Temple of Doom. They're legit scary. This has a good balance between brutal action and funny comedy. In one scene, you might be tense on the edge of your seat. In the other scene, you might be laughing. The Ark is the greatest MacGuffin item. I love that. The action is awesome. The bar fight, that's bloody. The truck chase, that's intense. The plane fight is brutal. And opening the Ark is awesome. Killing the villains and ending the movie. This movie is pretty much perfect, so I love Raiders of the Lost Ark. So Raiders of the Lost Ark comes in as my number 1 favorite Indiana Jones movie. Thanks for watching.